Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.
That is right. None taken. I am the movie moron. This is the movie moron. With us, as always, is our practical co-host himself, Trevor.
Buenos noches.
And then our all-time guest, Tristan.
It's not the evening.
Okay.
Hello.
That's her introduction. It's not the evening. And that's correct. It's not the evening. And this is also not when we wanted this episode to come out. Just a little history for everybody. Well, not history. Just letting you guys know what's going on. Yeah, I had my wisdom teeth pulled. It really put us back a bunch. It was hard to talk and whatnot. So we were able to do Magic Mike before, and we released that last Monday. So that I know this movie came out last weekend, but it's a big one because it's just MCU, and we were forced to watch all of these.
It's like a prison.
I've brought you to this prison by creating this podcast and making us review them. So yeah, we're doing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I actually didn't even know that this was an Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. And when you watch the movie, you will also not know why it's an Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. But nonetheless, yeah, I know Cocaine Bear came out this weekend, and that's kind of the big one that a lot of people are going to go watch. We are going to watch it. We may or may not do a review on it. Our goal is to do a review on it, but I mean, who knows? With all of our schedules and with what's coming out next week, if we'll throw an extra episode out or not. So yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. It is one of the lowest Rotten Tomato score MCU movies to come out. I think Eternals is the only one that's...
I think they share the same score, or at least they're within a few points of each other.
But as always, the audience scores are still through the roof. At least on the unreliable Rotten Tomatoes. Letterboxd isn't as, of course, insane, but still...
It's still in mid range, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's 2.8, which is below 3, which I'm surprised. I would have figured that there's still enough Marvel stands and that gravitate towards Letterboxd just to put all Marvel movies at 4 and 5 stars.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, this is the third Ant-Man movie, so the fourth
trilogy.
Yeah.
I think so.
Fourth character to get a trilogy.
Yeah. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. Yeah, now Ant-Man.
Yep. Technically, Guardians of the Galaxy is about to have their third,
trilogy,
but it's technically I don't know if it's not a single person, but it doesn't matter. And this is what kicks off Phase 5 after a very long and grueling Phase 4. We get quite a movie to launch off Phase 5.
What does that mean?
They after what was it? Maybe after the second Avengers or whatever, they started saying that all these are now phases.
Well, I think, and there's talk of Phase 2. There's some wordplay in the first Avengers movie where they use the term Phase 2.
In the movie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of like a nod to its own self. So I think it was around the first Avengers.
But it's just like sets of movies, and they're supposed to be like arcs for them.
But what was the arc for Phase 4, you may ask?
None.
And so is everybody else asking that same question.
Yeah. Thanos was kind of like the unifying goal in most of the original phases.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I think Phase 1 was like the end goal is to get the Avengers.
Right. But even then, Thanos is revealed at the end of Phase 1.
And then really Phase 2, 3, and 4 are all just building up to get to Thanos.
Mm-hmm. That's why we call it the Infinity Saga, Phase 1 through 3.
Too complicated.
Yeah. No, it is. It's all too complicated. It's all too stupid. And it's too many movies. And way too many TV shows. Anyways, we're getting into you guys all know my Marvel thoughts at this point. Okay. But we're not reviewing Marvel as a whole. We are reviewing just this singular film. So what are your general thoughts on this one specifically?
Easton, I gotta tell you, this movie has renovated my interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I am 100% back on board with after seeing the majesty of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Is that what you would say if you had an IQ of lower than 20?
Probably. No,
Okay.
that's not my take at all. This is a garbage movie, and I went in with very below the floorboard standards, and
I think at this point, all of our expectations
yeah,
are garbage,
and it's still
and it's still has a hard time.
barely met what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and there's a few movies that have been able to not be complete shit, and those are the ones that everyone loves, and we're like, yeah, that's fine. Like
Yeah.
No Way Home, maybe, for an example.
Yeah.
Some people with Shang-Chi.
Yes.
You with Shang-Chi.
Me,
For me,
yeah.
I was like, oh, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's not garbage.
Mhm.
And, of course, everyone loves it. Everybody loves No Way Home.
Mhm.
Or Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
That's another one that everyone calls a horror movie whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if you watch another movie at some point in your life, you will realize that this is not a horror movie.
Yeah.
And not a good movie in general. Anyways, sorry, you can keep.
No, the only thing I really have to say is there is a character. I don't think we need to. He's been revealed now. I think it was kind of a secret as to whether he'd be involved or not. It's MODOK is in this, but they've revealed him in a poster that now he's in this, which I didn't hate nearly as much as I thought I would when he first showed up. The third act, he's pretty garbo, but
I think it's funny that that's what people are gravitating towards and making fun of this movie, and not the entire story, and the entire plot.
I
and the
think
entire-
Jonathan Majors
everything.
does a really good job as Kang.
Yeah.
However, there's some stuff we'll talk about in spoilers where I'm like, we're in this really weird, especially now, it's because we're introducing Kang. We're in this really weird moment where now people are really coming out of the woodwork and being like, oh, you guys don't know what's coming because Kang in the comics is this ruthless, terrible, warmongering time traveler. But as far as he's been presented in the MCU twice, once in Loki and then now in this. And he's not a Thanos. He's not an Avengers level threat, at least so far, that we've seen.
Even
but people
though-
are standing behind him like crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, this was pretty mid. The graphics were fine to bad.
It was better than Love and Thunder for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And even Wakanda Forever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think this was
yeah.
like I said, because this entire movie is filmed on a green screen.
Yes.
It's gonna have stuff that looks good and
There
then some
are-
stuff that looks terrible.
I think they said 2 scenes. They shot twice in real life.
Yeah. I guess there's some stuff in the beginning and end. Yeah. So that makes sense for 2 shoots.
So yeah, it's literally 2 shoots worth of stuff, and everything else was volume green screen stuff.
Yeah, this is not even really a movie to me. This is just it is a setup for whatever's coming next. There's no character arcs.
At what
really.
point can you just start nominating these for animation?
Yeah, right.
This whole movie is
Yeah.
Most of the characters also are created. An artist sat there and made those characters, and I mean I think like if Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is an animation, this is a damn anime. This is more of an animation than Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad it got nominated for that because I wanted to win. But
yeah. No, I mean that's pretty much it. Not a lot to the characters except for Kang. Jonathan Majors really throws his whole self into it. I think that's great. Paul Rudd appears to be having fun at some point, and I think like Michael Douglas couldn't give any less of a crap to be there, and Michelle Pfeiffer too for that reason. And there's a little surprise.
There's some
cameo in
cameo
here
stuff.
that is also
they were awful.
not great and
No.
not even good.
No.
But anyway, those are my 2 cents. Probably more like 5 cents,
Yeah.
but there it is.
You can have 20 cents if you want.
No. I don't want to go that far.
Okay. Tristan, what were your thoughts? We watched this a
Okay.
week ago, so
Yes. Okay. The first scene is this woman, and you can't see much, but you can see her mouth and her nose. And the first thing I thought was, oh, is there Botox in Quantumania?
Is there Botox in the quantum realm?
Yeah. I was like, why is this a thing? Her lips, Michelle Pfeiffer, ugh. I love you, but you're so irritating. Just have your normal lips. Everyone knows that's fake. You have little duck lips now.
And that's probably the reason why it seems like her acting is not, because maybe her face can't move.
It
the way-
can't. It literally can't. She was supposed to be all like distressed and like, oh, I'm going to take this on of myself. No, you can't because your face is stuck like that.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought. Another of my sins is I liked the guy with no holes.
The guy with no holes he's funny. He looks terrible.
I liked him.
Yeah, he looks terrible as in like the CGI is not that great.
Yeah,
That's what he's
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, but I don't really know that stuff, so it looks fine to me.
No,
I
I thought he was
like
cool too. I thought most of the alien creature things were
Yeah.
interesting. Well, okay. There were a few interesting ones, and there were a few that were like really stupid.
Yeah. Well, and I think along with the animation, because everything is animated, it looks that's actually my biggest thing. It looks okay for the most part, but if something is off about them even a little bit, the whole thing just looks bad.
Yeah.
Like especially when we're in the canteen. I cannot believe, how many people are equating this to Star Wars.
Yeah.
So many people are like, it's the Star Wars of the MCU. I'm like, no, it's really not.
All I saw was people like saying that they like stole stuff from Star Wars, not necessarily that it is the Star Wars of the
What?
MCU.
Check out Letterboxd reviews. I mean, it's just like the one sentence reviews, but it's a lot of people are equating episode 4 and this together.
Yeah. Well,
And I think mostly because of the quote unquote
Yeah.
cantina scene, and
there's a few things that are similar.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because it's I mean, the writers tried to. I don't know if they really tried to steal stuff or not, but I thought the same thing when they walked in that quote unquote cantina with
Yeah.
all the alien, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
When they were all there, I was like, this is like eerily similar, and yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Other thoughts, Tristan?
Yeah, it's my other thought is that I don't remember very well.
It doesn't help that we have the dogs in here and they're being very cute.
Okay, well, I'll go and
It'll
if you
come to
think
me.
of other stuff. Yeah.
Oh, the guy from The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him, of his powers.
Thoughts.
Thoughts?
I don't remember.
That was his
I don't know who
No.
she's talking about.
Thoughts. I'm trying not to spoil things.
Oh,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're following.
Yeah. She said the guy from The Good Place, and I don't know who we're talking about.
That's why I'm telling you the guy in this movie
Yeah.
has something to do with thoughts.
Oh.
He's
I-
a black guy.
Not thoughts as in like
I understand.
Women that
going.
have a lot
I'm
of
not
sex.
I'm not going to get it.
okay.
THOUGHT.
That hoe over there.
Okay, yeah. Well, I liked him. And here's the thing. I don't think I've seen the other Ant-Man movies.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I haven't. So I was a little confused.
You,
I don't think
you're not
I've
confused at all. Watching those other movies do nothing to this movie. at
Okay,
all.
but I don't think I ever met Wasp before.
It
So
also doesn't really matter.
I also
She's not in this movie really, anyways.
I
so.
also haven't met her parents. I also
Yeah.
didn't know there was a daughter.
Yeah, I guess there's some
Also, that
important
daughter
stuff.
is from Freaky.
Uh-huh.
I like her.
I like
Oh,
her
she
too.
is, isn't she?
Hmm?
Yeah.
People did not like her on the internet.
Why? She did fine.
Eh.
She did fine.
She did fine for what the movie. I don't blame actors for any of their performances in the MCU, because you can put. I mean, you can put Adam Driver. You can put Ryan. I mean, you could put Leonardo DiCaprio in these movies, and they're still gonna look and feel like shit because it's just bad. It's just bad writing, it's bad story, terrible visuals. There's not a whole lot for them to work with, so it's not. I don't really blame any of the actors. I don't blame any of the actors for signing the contracts because it's a lot of money, and I don't blame any of the actors and actresses for giving less than fantastic performances because the movie's just bad.
Well, and by this point, the guys like Paul Rudd and Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael, they're like filling out contracts by this point.
Yeah.
Like they're on the last home stretch of however many movies they sign on to do.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, like I said, they make the bag though, so I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like I like you signed the I'm not like I don't think actors should be able to like get out of these contracts either. It's like
right. Yeah.
Sucks, but
you signed up to be a part of this.
You
so.
sold your acting soul to be in the MCU.
Like I saw
money.
Steven Yeun wants to be in the MCU, or somebody was like, who should he play in the MCU? And I was like, no one. He should keep doing good movies.
Yeah. The problem is the movies he's in don't make a lot of money.
Yeah,
so it's hard to.
That's fair.
I mean, I guess he did make The Walking Dead money, but they cut him out from that pretty early.
You could say they bashed him out from that. Because he gets his head beat in with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I was ready.
Oh, of Negan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That was so sad.
I did see a joke today that was they really teased us that he was going to die for or not teased, but like faked his death for like 3 episodes and then just to go on and kill him 10 episodes later.
Yep.
Like what was why like
why doesn't anybody do anything?
Good point, I guess.
Hey, must be the money.
I mean, I think I've kind of said most of my general thoughts here. It's pretty poor. I do think the visuals were better than I thought because I thought this was just going to be too much VFX for them to be able to actually make it look anywhere decent, especially with how bad the last movie was. I was like, there's no way that they're going to get better. But I also am like, it's still not like that good. And like, I saw the opening scene from Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this was made in 2006, I think.
Right.
And these are better than what Marvel's put out for the last 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just insane. But visuals weren't awful, but they definitely weren't anything close to good.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. It was fun to watch, I guess, because it's just mindless. It's really just mindless action.
Yeah.
This movie doesn't have much of plot other than this person bad, this person good.
Yeah.
There's some stuff with who the grandma's fucking for like the first 30 minutes.
That was weird.
It was.
And once you get past that part of the movie, it's just action.
Yeah.
And so it's like, sure, I was entertained, but but not in a good way.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't recommend anybody there's so many better things to do to entertain yourself than watch this level of entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But we burrow through for you guys so that you, Brandon, can hear us complain about it and then never watch it.
Right.
Although I guess your other podcast is making him think about it.
Yeah, he's turned around a little bit. I don't know if we've convinced him totally, but
well, that's the problem. The MCU sucks you in at the beginning, and then it's like, oh, how about we're shit for the next 10 years?
Right.
Maybe 10 years from now, it'll be some of the greatest movies again. Maybe they're just taking us on a ride.
I think I think eventually there's going to be movie theaters that are solely devoted just to Marvel properties.
They've already thought about. I've already seen a lot of people talk about just Disney opening up their own theaters, and they'll just show Disney movies.
Yeah,
because they've got enough. Disney is a monopoly. I'm sorry, and it's gross.
100%.
When they were able to buy Star Wars, it really turned into the fact that they have Disney Animation, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and just Disney.
Fox now they have
Fox, and just Disney Disney also makes movies outside of those realms. Like Disney just produces and makes movies.
Yeah.
So like Avatar are
Mhm.
Disney movies,
Well, and
right?
I mean, yes, they're owned
Okay.
by Disney. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Fire of Love, one of the documentaries that got nominated, that's a Disney-funded thing.
Oh yeah, Disney does
so
tons of
was-
docs.
There was another
National
short. I think.
Geographic.
Yeah, National
But-
Geographic is Disney.
So is several news networks are
Oh, yeah.
partly owned
Oh,
by
yeah.
Disney. So is ESPN, and so
Yeah.
they really are for as many anti-monopolization laws that we have. Disney sure has found their way around that.
Well, and there's a reason they have enough money that they can make sure that those laws stand up, so that they can continue to.
I did find that they're changing their avatar. Not avatar, but like Mickey Mouse has been the face of Disney
Oh,
forever, but he's about to go into public domain, and so they're coming up with they have a new, I don't remember what his name is, but
Uh-oh.
they have a new I don't even know what you would call it,
That's scary.
mascot. They have a new mascot.
or a logo.
Yeah, but
Okay, cool.
Mm.
pretty wild.
I mean, it makes sense.
Heard
So he's
when
not going to be
I
on
heard
the thing with the toes? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Yeah, but no.
Steamboat Willie. Yeah.
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat.
Steamboat.
I mean, although we're not off to a great start with Blood and Honey, I hear nothing but terrible things about that.
Winnie the
What's-
Pooh.
Oh, I'm so mad about that.
Well,
That it was
he's-
bad or that it got made.
That
That
it's
got
made.
Oh.
Well, he's already going to another one that just got public domain. Was it? I don't think it was Mickey Mouse.
No, there was another one.
Damn it, I can't think of who it was.
I don't know. Disney new mascot.
Other things about this movie, there are a bazillion continuity errors, and it's extremely frustrating.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Fact check. False claim Mickey Mouse to be replaced as Disney mascot.
Mm,
Sorry for spreading fake
it's
news.
false.
No,
Please apologize. I apologize profusely.
we are fake news. Yeah, I feel like there were a ton of continuity errors and just dumb plot points to get to the next scene and
Yeah.
the next fight. And there's a lot of withholding of information just so there can be a quote unquote surprise that isn't a surprise or a reveal at all, but they just do it anyways, and it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't make sense and are stupid, but
What are you gonna do?
you gotta
We're gonna
have
go work for
people.
Marvel. That's what we'll do.
You have to make people stupid. If you have to make people be stupid for your story to line up,
Yeah.
then, and these people are supposed to be like the smartest brains in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have people that can apparently go in and out of the quantum realm,
Yeah.
but they're too stupid to know whether or not they should tell other people about. Yeah, it's just like everywhere you go, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Like there's just stupid decisions all over the place.
You said withholding information, and I just realized
What I was talking
what
about.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's incredibly aggravating.
This movie should not
Mhm.
exist.
Yeah.
Like if it had any kind of realism at all, the movie would not exist.
Right, exactly.
Because one
Yeah.
character would not be a bona fide idiot.
Yeah.
And
Bonafide idiot.
they could have done something else to make it make sense, but instead they just. I mean, there's just no effort really in
Yeah.
the writing room. I think that's what it comes down to. I think in the writing room they just like, okay, we want Kang. Okay, where is Kang? Well, we want to do something in the quantum realm. Okay, Kang's in the quantum realm. How does Kang get in the quantum realm? I don't know. I don't want to spoil the movie and all that kind of
Right,
stuff. But
right.
like, it's just like I don't know. I guess that's probably how every writing room works.
Sure.
But they decide to write it what feels like in 2 hours with no edits
Yeah.
or no revisions and nobody reading the script to tell them maybe they should clean some stuff up
Yeah.
or create any kind of real emotion or drive or anything.
Yeah.
Any emotion. Except for fake emotion that Disney does do well at.
It's true. They do.
They do a good job of putting one or two scenes in every one of their movies to just conjure up teary eyes just
Mhm.
because you're seeing something sad, but it's not earned at all.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not memorable. An earned cry is memorable.
It's true. Looking at
Ant-Man,
you, Manchester by
Quantumania.
the Sea.
Mm-hmm. The Last of Us.
Ugh. Stop talking about that stuff.
Yeah, see, those create real emotion inside of you.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, I will not remember after.
I hardly remember it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will not remember it 2 weeks from now.
That was a real Gene moment from Bob's Burgers. Or not Gene, whoever
I don't
the,
remember it now.
The one that wears the bunny ears.
Oh, Louise.
Yeah, that was a real Louis moment.
Okay, well, those are my general thoughts for the most part. I
Yeah.
can't think of anything else. I mean, this is right in the realm of what you've seen from Marvel the last 3 years,
movies.
4 years. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
entertaining, but really bad. Which would be fine. The reason why it's not fine is because they make so much money, and
Yeah.
that's why it's so irritating. That these are the movies that everybody goes and sees.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with watching a bad, like quote unquote bad movie that is
Yeah.
entertaining and fun. I
Yeah.
do it all the time.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Well,
Grandma's Boy.
that's a dumb movie that's fun to watch. Napoleon Dynamite's a good movie,
It's a good movie.
but nonetheless, like
Skeptics.
it's fine to do that.
Yeah.
But when it's like taking over, not only like your theaters, like
Mhm.
it takes over theaters.
Yeah.
It takes over social media. It takes over everything. This
Well,
one
like-
actually hasn't as much as normal, which is I think good.
No. Yeah.
And I think that's mainly, The Last of Us has stole every single like hype thing.
Oh, for like TV viewership.
Well, just like my social,
Entertainment.
like
Yeah.
the only thing I see people talking about at the moment is really The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a hit.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I see some stuff like there's starting to get some excitement for Creed 3, but just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But usually, like around when a new Marvel movie comes out, it's like you can't get away from that content for
Right.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And thank you, Last of Us, again for making it where I don't. I guess I was overflown with MODOK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Games and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like over. I saw his bare ass so many fucking times.
I haven't seen that, thank goodness. But
haven't?
Nope.
Yeah, and everybody talking about how bad it is. But
Yeah.
okay. Do we recommend?
I mean, it's the same with every Marvel movie. Yes, if you want to be caught up with the Marvel stuff. No, because it's a bad movie.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I think this might even be getting to the point of like, even if you're into the MCU, it's just not worth it.
Well,
Especially
it's
if,
not
like,
necessary.
especially if nothing comes of
That's what it feels like.
the ending. Yeah,
Like
it's kind of
when,
like
when you would watch when you'd watch the bad MCU movies at the beginning, like Iron Man 3
I was just thinking, that,
or
yeah.
Thor 2
Mhm.
or whatnot. I don't know, like, but the problem was it was one miss out of a plethora of movies. Like
Yeah.
you'd see 4 movies and one of them would be like, that one wasn't very good. But
Yeah.
people were also honest about it,
Yeah,
which is not the case now.
no, correct.
MCU fans back in the day, when Iron Man 2 and 3 came out, people were really critical of
Yeah.
both 2 and 3. When Thor 2 came out, people were like, don't even watch this.
Yeah, this is terrible. Yeah,
It was for a long time called the worst MCU movie
yeah.
altogether,
I think for
which
the
I don't think.
remainder of up until Endgame, I think that was. I mean, aside from Incredible Hulk, but yeah, I think
Most
Thor
people
2
don't even like consider Incredible Hulk a
Right.
part of it. But
near to Disney Plus because it's the only Marvel property that's on HBO Max and not Disney Plus.
well, there's probably some weird copyright or
Something
weird
like that, yeah.
I like Mark Ruffalo.
He's not in that movie.
Not the
That-
Incredible Hulk. Yeah,
That's
Well,
why.
then that's fine.
That's why it's so. That's why people don't really consider it part of the MCU because it's Hulk, and Mark Ruffalo isn't the character.
Who is
it's
it?
Ed Norton.
It's a fine movie in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
but yeah.
Is it better than Quantumania?
Yeah. I would say yes.
Probably yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just for the fact that there's at least 3 scenes where they had to shoot in real life.
Yeah.
That right there is enough for me.
Yeah.
To say yes.
There you go.
Okay, well that was the sponsored recommendation.
Sponsor recommendations.
The LunaFest sponsored recommendation. Like we've said over the last couple of weeks, LunaFest is a film fest one day on March 8th that just celebrates women and gender nonconforming directors. So I think it's like 8 films, 7 short films that are all directed by women or nonconforming genders. And yeah, it's here in Wichita at the Orpheum Theater. You guys can go to their website. The link will be in the description. Just check out some local films. It's 90 minutes of movies, so it's not like you're sitting in a theater for 12 hours like we do when we go to film festivals. But it's just 90 minutes. You'll get to see and meet the directors for the most part, I think. Before, if you do the happy hour before.
Ooh, happy hour.
Yeah, the happy hour I think is at like 7 or something.
I do love me a good happy hour.
Oh, we know.
I'm usually happy during them.
Usually, not always. But all of it is in coordination with Girls on the Run KC. So, or KS.
Yeah.
I always say
Kansas.
KC. Kansas City.
Mm.
But yeah, it's Girls on the Run Kansas, not Kansas City. So yeah, thank you LunaFest for what you guys are doing, and some of us may be there. I don't know what our
I'm
schedules
planning
are.
on going.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, I plan on it as well, but who knows? I
Right.
don't know what Tristan's schedule is or whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's a Wednesdays, which are rough for her. So, okay, we are gonna take a short little break, and then we'll be right back for the spoiler part of the review. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
After that short little break, I've now got water, and we're good to go.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay, so spoilers. We can talk about anything.
Sure.
If you haven't seen this movie and you care at all, now's the time to go pause it, and go watch it if you want. You can decide to defy our recommendations if you'd like.
Of course.
That is
Nothing's
totally
set
up
in
to you.
stone.
No, watch movies. Watch more of them. I recommend not this one, but I always recommend watching movies in general.
Yeah.
So,
Form your own opinions, people.
no, ours are the only right ones.
Oh.
Sorry, mine is the only right one.
This is the Movie Moron podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and you are the Movie Moron.
Mm-hmm. All of my moronic takes are fact. Okay. Was there something we want to get into? Is it Bill Murray's worst cameo?
Terrible cameo
in the history
It's
of movies?
So bad.
It made no sense.
How? Why?
That whole scene did nothing.
It's yeah.
All
it's,
it got them a ship
yeah.
that they didn't need in the first
kind
place
of. Yeah.
because he
yeah.
already had a bird.
They did have a bird.
Oh yeah.
It was
That-
a cool bird.
That scene legitimately did nothing.
Yeah.
Because they said that they had to go meet her old fuck buddy. They had to.
That was extremely awkward too.
Also, I do not understand the internet's obsession with who MCU characters are fucking who. Like,
That's yeah.
there is a huge just sect of MCU stands that like, oh, did you notice that they definitely slept together? Ooh, Kang and her. I don't even know her name. That's how much I don't.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
Um,
She's the previous Wasp, and that's all I know. But
Yeah, what is it?
Helen or something like that?
She's the
Jeanette.
previous Wasp.
yeah, her and Michael Douglas were the previous Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Jeanette.
Oh.
I would have rather seen that. I would have rather seen, even if we had to age him down, I guess it'd be fine. But I would have rather seen like a Ant-Man and the Wasp set in the 70s or like the 60s. That would have been cool.
Nope. And everyone's like, oh, Kang and Jeanette definitely fucked. Kang stayed in there for so long because they were fucking and they were having a good time. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, why do you guys care
Yeah.
so much?
I have a theory. So let's be real. The Marvel movies, as they are,
She-Hulk has also made that worse, by the way.
right.
Because She-Hulk went in and would talk about all the people she fucked
Mhm. Yeah,
in
yeah.
the MCU. She
Daredevil.
only said it once, yeah.
But
But it's like, why did you acknowledge it?
I
like-
think these movies, broad strokes, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is for children. The movies since
Yeah.
the beginning have been designed to sell toys and market movies at the same time.
Yeah.
And so when we get things like more adult themes like that, I think we who grew up with this, not we like you and me, but like people our age, get excited about that because it still makes them feel like, oh, these are serious adult takes or whatever. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why. But like I said, I'm just blowing smoke here.
Yeah, it's just, it's not the fact. I'm not even upset with like the fact that she did have like whether or not she had a relationship with King and the thing that would mean that doesn't mean anything. Like that doesn't make the movie better or worse for me. What I find annoying is that people are obsessing over who she's fucking. Like, why does it matter?
Right. Yeah.
Or why do you care so much? Like,
That's a good question. Why do they care?
my guess is that they've never and can never have sex, so they're just obsessing with
They're
other
living
people's-
vicariously
yes.
through the MCU characters.
They really want to fuck
gross.
King, so they're happy that Jeanette got to, and they just fantasize about it in their head, and they write their fanfics of
Right.
detailed sex scenes and stuff. So I don't know. I really don't know if that's the case at all, but
Yeah.
it's just weird, and I see
Yeah.
it all the time. I'm messing with this stand a lot. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, just a pet peeve. There's too many pet peeves of the MCU people to count, but
Yeah.
that's definitely up there after
Right.
this movie. Like, it was just MODOK and Jeanette having sex with Bill Murray
Murray's, yeah.
and Kang, and how much that mattered. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Whether it happened or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
would swing that the other way. If there were a bunch of people, I'm like, how dare she have sex with other... I'm like, I
Right.
don't care.
No, but yeah, overall that cameo was not good. We get a little joke in there with the what are they was it the chaser? He calls it the chaser, and it's a little squid thing.
Yeah.
And then we assume he gets eaten because they blow up that one to big size. But yeah, no,
Which
you're
also
right. The only,
is annoying
yeah
for
yeah.
a different reason of its... I guess that's supposed to be an anti, like a vegetarian take or vegetarian, like...
Oh, I didn't get that.
Well,
I thought it was just they needed something funny to be in there or something because it's a cute animal. And
I thought it was like, oh, look how evil he is. He's eating a live octopus while he takes a shot of his...
I mean,
which is like...
and if that is the take you took away from this movie is like, oh, he's such a horrible person. There are real life people, steaming real life lobsters
Yeah.
alive. So why don't you go stop watching MCU movies and go focus on that?
Yeah, that was... But also, like, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
If a lot of people eat live that's a real meal, and it
Tristan
doesn't...
eats live octopus.
They've never been alive, but
I could never eat any octopus live or dead because I hate seafood, but
I can't imagine eating anything that's alive.
still moving.
Yeah, like people eating worms, like grasshopper, like live grasshoppers.
I guess I've eaten
spiders.
a worm
Ugh.
before, I guess.
Ugh.
You ate a
Everyone does it
worm?
as a kid. Yeah.
No, I would never.
I'm also pretty sure... Oh, church camps and stuff? 100%.
Oh, gross.
You got nothing else to do
I'm
but
gonna throw up.
dare people to eat worms? Hey,
Ugh.
I used to fish a lot and I never ate one.
I never did it when I fished, but...
When I was a kid,
I just
though.
hate-
There were worms available to me. I'm saying I could
Yeah.
have very easily.
Well, I guess instead of drinking and smoking when I was 15, we were daring each other to eat
We're
worms.
trying to eat. That's almost worse.
I ate a lot of
the rest.
dandelions once in my life.
You ate a dandelion?
Several.
I'm pretty sure I ate one. I also
What
tried
are
to.
you, Sid from Ice Age?
I also tried
Must
to.
be the last one of the season.
I also tried to smoke grass once when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh. Was that your cousin?
How'd you do that?
Was he the influence there?
We got paper and we rolled paper and we grabbed grass and put grass in the paper, lit it, and took a huff.
That's how you get cancer.
Well, we only did it once and we never did it again. I think we each did one puff and we're like, this is awful.
How do people like this?
How do people like this?
Oh,
It was just more of trying to, you got nothing to do, you're just trying to pass time. Let's have some fun here.
I think we just beat the crap out of each other.
You guys did.
Yeah.
We also had Trent helping with that. So
That's true.
MODOK's fun, and I'm gonna talk on behalf of MODOK here.
I don't find him as an issue.
Yeah, and
Wait, who
listen,
is that?
It's the big head
MODOK's
just
character.
floating around.
Yeah, and guess what? the MODOK we got, I don't know if it's the right person, but the design is comic book accurate.
Yeah.
And for all you people yelling at the top of your lungs,
saying it looks dumb.
yeah, or like saying that, like Marvel really, I'm going to give you kudos here. That is the best he could have looked.
I think it's pretty darn close to the best it could have looked. I mean, you have a person that its head is 1,000 times bigger than the rest of its body, and so he has to be in this machine to move because if your head is 1,000 times bigger than your body, the weight would be too much or whatever. So like, and did it look perfect? I mean, I guess not, but it looked like a head.
Floating with tiny little...
in an armor.
Yeah.
Like it looked like what it was supposed to look like.
Yes.
Out of all the CGI issues, which I didn't think there was as many as you.
Yeah.
That one being the one everybody's harking on is weird.
And with that, my biggest issue with that is that it's like they never, like you talked about earlier with like in the writer's room, they never take a moment to ask why something is the way it is. We see these characters and creatures that are CGI influenced, but they never like our little I don't have any holes friend. Yeah. He doesn't have any holes, and then he does, and now his hole is a big black hole. That's how that like why does that work the way it does? And we could be like, "Oh, that's just the way it is." But I think that's bad writing.
Yeah, I think on a small scale, I don't think that's as bad.
No.
Like, for that character, I don't think there needs to be too much put into why the other guy that has, like, a sunbeam coming out of his face.
Yeah.
I don't think those things, because you're also in this quantum realm that the quantum realm itself doesn't really make any sense in the first place.
Right.
So, like, I don't mind them not explaining some of those stuff. It's, like, it's the story-driven stuff that feels lazy, which is what's annoying.
I'm saying,
like the cantina scene, like that
cantina
scene is completely lazily written because it doesn't do anything to our story, and we just wasted 12 minutes.
Right, and I'm saying that's why I think the CGI is worse at some parts is because there's no reason why they just have these things do these things just because that's what they do.
Yeah. And they just want to throw more CGI stuff in there.
Basically,
like they could have had more human characters in this.
Yeah,
but they were like, but we could also just have a VXF team.
I got it, by the way. The guy that reads minds. That's who we were talking about? Okay, cool. I got it now.
I probably could have just spoiled it, but I figured saying thoughts would have... Because that was his whole gimmick. Was just reading people's thoughts.
Yeah. I forgot that. He says thoughts or he says thinking or something like that when people are being gross.
Yeah. Which I thought that bit was good. It reoccurred probably... Maybe
there's a good payoff for it at the end.
Yeah,
but yeah, when he's first introduced, that's a little annoying. I hate that his daughter has a suit.
Yeah,
I hated it. Why? I mean, why does she have one in the first place? We could say that
because you need who's gonna take Paul Rudd's not gonna be Ant-Man anymore.
Right. Well, but like the only thing that she's doing.
Daughter.
The only thing that she's doing with her grandpa, with Michael Douglas and whoever else, her mom, or not her mom, but the Wasp, is all they say they've been doing is, oh, we're conducting these quantum realm experiments and we're sending a signal down there. So why does she need a suit? And what's more, why does she have it on when they get taken? Yeah, and so another plot thing that's just like, why did you not think it? Why is there no explanation for this? It could have been, I saw somebody say recently, like, well, how else were they supposed to get, how else was something like that supposed to happen? And just have them get into a fight. Like, have them be in a fight when that happens so they all have their suits on and then they all get sucked in. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about Kang.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm getting fired up. Loki... Kang spends his entire final episode being like, I'm not even the worst one, and more will come after me, and they'll be even stronger and even worse. I hold them at bay. And then 2 Loki variants, notoriously one of the weaker characters in the MCU, both take him down.
Yeah.
And this, Ant-Man Ant-Man
No.
takes down this.
And it's not like Ant-Man, like Ant-Man's weak or like what. I mean, they do portray him as being kind of a weakling, but he's not like it's not it's not Black Widow.
Yeah.
It's just how it happens. Kang just gets into a fist fight with Ant-Man.
Right.
And Ant-Man out fist fights Kang.
Yeah.
No suit manipulation. No, just literally hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Haymakers to haymakers. Kang lost. I mean, I guess he kind of won, but then Kang like technically won, and then Wasp came out and shot him.
Which, why was it such a big deal to get them through the portal and then have it close if they could just open it right back up again?
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, continuity errors.
Exactly.
And also, it's just the reason why it's dumb is because and a lot of people have talked about this. We're not the first person. We're a week and a half late. Is they do make Kang out to be a god for the first 2 acts of the movie.
Yeah.
And
don't mess with him. Don't even talk about him.
And like he's unbeatable. Like don't even try. Just get out. Who cares what happens in the quantum realm? Just we need to survive and we need to just get out of here.
Yeah.
That is the only goal. And
Michelle Pfeiffer won't tell us why.
Yeah. God damn it. And then he just gets he turns into a little bitch in the third act. I mean, like he does have his moment where he just murks everybody except for the people that are actually trying to fight him.
Right.
With his little incinerator blasters.
Yeah.
But then like it's just that's what I mean by bad writing.
Yeah.
He's so strong. He's such a good character. Like he's big bad. I have these guns that can eliminate everything. I can fly wherever I want. I can do all this stuff. Yeah. But then the second he's head to head with the bad guy or our heroes, yeah. He decides not to do any of that. Yeah. And to just talk and then run away. Yeah. That like he never like if you there's ways around it. I mean, they know what I don't know if they like find some way to counteract whatever his disintegrator is. I mean, you can like figure stuff out, but they just decide not to. Yeah. And just ants appear. Yeah. Which I didn't
mind the ants.
I don't. Yeah. I was like, that's actually the least of the things that I hated. It's more of like, I mean, I don't think the ants should have beat Kang. Yeah. He very easily could have just flown away. Yeah. Or a billion other things. Or I don't even think he tried to shoot one of them. Right. It's. Yeah. I don't like it as beat Kang necessarily. Even though it didn't beat Kang, he still survived. Right. King returned somehow. Yeah. Somehow King has returned.
Somehow Kang has returned.
Yeah. I don't know. The first act.
That sounds like it came right out of the script. Somehow Kang returned.
Yeah. I don't know where all that started. Oh, we're just talking about Kang. Yeah. And it's just he is supposed to be our next Thanos, and it felt like it.
One of the Infinity movies, one of the Avengers movies is literally called Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, and it felt right for the first 2 acts. Yeah, and then they just completely because the best movie they've ever made. They had their heroes lose, and they just won't do it again. No. I mean, maybe they will again at the end of Phase 8. I don't know.
When I'm 80.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm blind by then. I won't have to watch it anymore.
But that seems to be why this movie ended the way it did, is because they had to have Ant-Man win. Yeah. And if Kang's our enemy, then Kang has to lose. Yeah. And it's like, no. Yeah. Somebody doesn't have to be a winner and somebody doesn't have a loser. Sometimes you do just, like I said, what they were trying to do the whole time. You just escape. Yeah. And that's fine. But that's not what they do. So right. Yeah, it's a very bad. I actually don't mind the rebellion stuff and all of that. It's good eye candy, good action stuff that adds stuff, or adds a bit to the film.
Triumph of the human spirit.
Yeah,
or the quantum people spirit.
Yeah. But it's. Yeah. Yeah, but it's bad.
Speaking of third act whiffs, the don't be a dick thing. stupid.
Yeah.
I hate so stupid.
I don't know. I don't hate it, but I also like I do find it to be kind of poor. I don't know. I actually don't hate it as much as I see a lot of people that are like really hating it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just weird for Marvel, and I think that's why people are hating it.
I think the thing that I dislike about it the most is that this character we've seen, MODOK, he probably has the best character arc of anybody in this movie. This entire time, he's been like, I am this killing machine, and that's what I do. And apparently he's very bad at it from what we've seen.
He killed a bunch of living houses.
Yeah, right. Which was, I didn't care for those. Anyway, they looked like big penises. Tristan's nodding your head, so it's not just me. Yeah, he has this. He's very serious this entire time. I am the killing machine. I am going to get you. It's not a question of if, it's when. And then she beats him, or somebody. I don't remember how he goes down, but he goes down, and he has this entire.
He got hulked.
He what?
Didn't he get hulked? Didn't they basically do the same thing that Hulk did to Loki?
Yes, she smashes him. That's right. Yeah. Yes. And
something like that. Yeah.
He says, like, what do I do? Like, I don't know what I do. I don't know what it's this very serious moment of like, MODOK we can turn him to our side, or we can give him some peace. And all she does is go, I don't know. Don't be a dick. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire. That's bad. Like, you've ruined the moment for Marvel's gotten. I'm getting really fired up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, everyone. Marvel's gotten to the point where they will ruin a good plot moment. They'll ruin a good character arc
for a joke.
And
then sometimes not a good one.
Sometimes not a good one. And even in this case, not a good one.
Yeah, which I didn't think. I also didn't care about MODOK and didn't really care for his arc as a whole, so it didn't matter as much for me.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he existed until I saw him on the screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
got you.
But I understand the anger.
Yeah.
But it didn't hurt me as much.
Speaking of more angry things, unless you had something.
People also just seem to be upset that is somehow what motivates him to change sides. Just being told not to be a dick.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, as far as I know, his character's dealt with a lot of shit, and he's always been a dick. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, the more I think about it, probably the worse it is. But it's just like, I don't care. I think my problem is I don't care enough.
Yeah. I also feel like, we were talking about Tangerine from Bullet Train. Yeah, before we recorded. And that's a movie I could see that line working way better. If like Brad Pitt's the main character in that. Yeah, if he beat the snot out of Tangerine and Tangerine was like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, how do I? And Brad Pitt turns around and just goes, "Don't be a dick," and just walks out. That would fit way much to me. Something like that would fit better in that scenario
than Ant-Man's daughter.
Yeah. This character that we've never had more than 5 minutes with in the previous entries.
Ant-Man, she was the original Ant-Man. She was in.
She's like 8.
Yeah, I know. But I thought she was in it for quite a bit.
She's probably in it, but not enough to like. She's a main character that we care about.
Well, she's supposed to be the driving. She's the driving force of that entire plot.
Like for him to get back to her or something, right? Yeah.
And then she's a lot of tension of I think Paul Rudd gets snapped away, and when she wakes or when they come back, she's a lot older, and she despises him for some stupid reason.
Yeah.
We don't need to get all into that. But she has been a constant theme of
been
like
there, but not to this extent.
No. This is definitely her. This is her actually actively being in the movie, and not just a plot device.
Right. That's a good way to say it.
But yeah, it doesn't. But maybe it's just because we don't know the character enough to know if it makes sense for her to do that or not. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll stop talking about the dick scene.
Yeah, I have one more thing, and then I promise I'll get off my soapbox here. what kind of getting back to Kang, there's two parts of this movie that I really didn't care for. And number one, and part of this is outside influence because I keep seeing it on Twitter. I even saw an article written over it, which I thought was ridiculous. The whole, Kang killed a Thor. He killed one of the Avengers. He killed a Thor. Great. He could be lying. For all you, because we didn't see it happen. You don't know that.
Yeah.
As far as we know in this MCU version of Kang, he could be lying to you. Who knows?
Yeah. And if he can't kill
Ant-Man, then
sure as hell maybe the Thor in that multiverse that he killed never had any powers.
Yeah, exactly. And then another thing is, so then he goes down poorly in the finale, and we get this whole thing at the end of Paul Rudd walking down the street and then being like,
"Is he dead?
Is he? Yeah,
we didn't actually see him dead."
Exactly, and like. So you spent this entire movie showing us that Kang is not as strong as we think he is because he goes down at the end. They take care of him. And instead of like showing him threateningly or like showing that he may return, you have Paul Rudd tell it to us in a joke about how we should still be concerned because he could still be out there.
People are loving that joke though.
That's this. I'm done. I'm not talking anymore. Tristan, take over for me.
I can't.
She's on Vinted right now. Okay. Send us some of your clothes so Tristan won't spend my money on used clothes.
I'm taking my dog downstairs. I'll be back.
I don't care.
You're in my boat, but I still talk when I don't care, and you're just like
It's because I don't know what to say.
It's okay. No.
I'm like, I don't care about these things.
You're just vibing with us, okay?
What happened? Yeah.
I'm
along for the ride.
You're just rocking with all the negative vibes that we're putting towards this movie.
Rocking and rolling in the negativity.
Well, that's what everybody's doing right now. So, well, we're done talking about dicks.
Okay.
We can now talk about ass. MODOK's ass. Yes, no.
I
like
don't remember his butt being in this.
How do you guys? That was
what?
They like show MODOK getting his his suit, and it like has him stripped down to nothing.
Right.
And you see his
little tushy.
Yep. You see his
Is it like a
little cheeks.
little rectangle?
Yep, I believe so.
Mm.
Oh, maybe it's
No,
not.
They got some bubble on there.
Well,
They got a
yeah,
little bubble
but
butt.
I didn't mean they're flat. I just meant. Okay.
Is he rocking a dumpy? What's going on back there?
Well, it wasn't the right angle to know if it was a dumpy or
Right.
not, but
Yeah.
This is why I don't talk.
we do need to know how he does take a dump though, because that's got to be.
I assume there's a. Now we're getting. Maybe we should go right for Marvel with these kind of jokes.
Okay. There were a lot of people talking about how it was like distasteful, and I'm like, out of everything
Shut
in
up,
this,
people.
yeah, like it was. I think I chuckled. I was like,
he's a rectangular cube head man. Shut up.
and you saw a butt.
Yeah,
Like that's the humor that I would expect in these movies.
And
that's what makes it. That's kid humor.
Yeah.
That's what should be in this.
And then
Don't be a dick.
I'm sure
Sorry.
the people that are saying that were like, went and saw Magic Mike: The Last Dance last week and probably had no problem with seeing half naked dudes sliding all over a stage. But oh no, we see a rectangle cartoon man's square butt.
Okay.
I thought that walk would calm me down, and it didn't.
Of course not. Okay. Do we have anything else we need to talk about? I think we didn't talk about how we referenced it, but we didn't want to spoil it. Of this movie should not exist for the sole reason of her character. What did I say? Jeanette hides the quantum realm from everybody for no reason.
No reason.
No, there is no other than. It's literally just no reason.
Mm.
It was just, well, I was scared.
Yeah.
Then you should tell people not to go to the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Why would that's another reason to tell people.
Especially
That would be like
your family, where their entire thing
is working on the quantum realm.
Yes. She obviously didn't see Endgame when that was the whole plan, was to use quantum realm mechanics to get to.
Like that's like the first thing you would do is go to Nick Fury and be like, "Hey, this timeline killer is in the quantum realm. We need to make sure he stays in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Any means necessary, because if he gets out, we're fucked.
Yeah.
But they're not fucked because he's
Ant-Man
weak.
was luckily there to beat him to a
Save
pulp.
the day.
Yeah.
That's another problem of just these movies as a whole. Since we've like every movie escalates the threat level to make you
Threat level.
Oh, right.
where it maxed out at Thanos.
Yeah.
And then now they feel like they have to match that magnitude for every film, and you don't.
Nope.
You don't need a king enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted a king enemy, that's fine. You could have wrote it better. It would have been fine. However, they just like always have to have this bigger and bigger and bigger enemy, and
Bigger and bigger and bigger.
and for Ant-Man to take somebody out, it's okay. It's okay that Ant-Man would not have to fight somebody at King's level.
Yeah.
To have him fight somebody that would beat. I mean,
Yeah.
this movie can be just about his family and him trying to defend his family.
Yeah.
And defeat somebody of a weaker magnitude or whatever. And
Yeah. I think the best.
hold on. I just thought of something. We got another huge villain that Ant-Man is fighting, and he didn't use the theory or the plan that everybody said that he should have used to kill Thanos. Again,
You're not wrong.
he would rather his whole family, the whole universe die than just go inside of King's butthole.
Yeah. Just go in there and then expand out. Done. He's
Yeah.
finished. Especially when he's like lost half his armor in that last battle.
Yeah.
So, super easy.
Missed your opportunity.
I know. He could have.
Damn it,
When
Marvel.
MODOK's butt was there, he could have flown up into MODOK's butt and then taken care of him too.
Well, I don't think he was there for that scene, but
I know, but
Oh.
I just wanted to call back.
and I ruined it.
That's okay.
Soiled it. Okay. Anything else? I need to talk about the fact that Jeanette just decided not.
Refused
Yeah.
to,
And then
say
in,
anything.
the entire time in the quantum realm, she still would not say or tell
Or
anybody.
something they say. That was really stupid.
Right on.
It was the best fist bump I've ever seen.
It hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope you all at
My
home saw that.
knuckles.
Yeah.
I was trying not to stab you with my ring.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was in the quantum, and like the first time she says, "Hold on, I need to tell you later," made sense because they were in an active, dangerous situation. You
Yeah.
can't sit there and talk while somebody is. But then they spent several hours getting from point A to point B, and they continued to. She continued to say that she couldn't tell them.
Yeah.
For no reason other than she just didn't want to say that she, I guess, may or may not have fucked two people.
Yeah.
Really, the fact that she's can't tell her husband that she had sex with other people is the reason why the whole world almost lost.
Yeah.
Jeanette's a bad person.
Agreed.
All right. I didn't know that's where I was going, but I think Jeanette's a bad person.
Maybe she's just a bad character.
I mean, that's just a given. That it was bad writing. And
Yeah, you should have already known that, Trevor.
I mean, we have MCU writers writing these movies. Of course,
true.
she's a bad character, but now she's a bad character and a bad person. So
I'm a good person, yes, it's true.
yeah, you are. She's not.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. Any other thoughts or time for ratings?
I think
Oh,
it's time
no.
for ratings.
All right, Trevor, what you got?
2 out of 5.
Tristan,
2.5.
I'm going 2.
I changed your mind. 2.
Nope, no backsies.
Aw. Please.
Fine.
2.
Always give in. I let you have the Super Mario movie. Now I'm letting you get your 2 back.
Yeah, we haven't hit any of our.
Nope.
Who has the first one?
I think yours. Super Mario.
How exciting! I have a plug.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're. Yeah. MCU.
No.
Oh.
March 11th here in good old Wichita. The Advanced Learning Library from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. is showing every
animated short.
Oscar-nominated short. I'm planning to be there all day, so come say hello.
Yeah.
I'll wear my movie moron jacket.
There you go. So you know who he is.
Yes.
You also can go check out, since we're doing an MCU movie, go check out your Deconstructing the MCU, where you can listen to them deconstruct and talk about the good Marvel movies before they get to the bad ones.
Well, and the next one so that's Deconstructing the MCU. We're only on Spotify right now. We're about to do Iron Man 3, so we're gonna take a left-hand turn soon.
No, it's not a left. It's just one outlier, I think.
Well, after doing the first 5.
Oh God, I was like, that's just because it's not a left, because like it corrects itself pretty quickly after that.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I
don't remember. All I know is that Iron Man 3 is next.
Maybe it's Iron Man 3, then Thor 2, so maybe it was 2 bad punches.
But then after that one is Winter Soldier.
Which is fantastic.
So
so go listen to that. Make sure to check us out next week as we're reviewing. I mean, maybe Cocaine Bear as a bonus episode, but next week. Oh, I don't have my phone with me, so I don't know what's coming out next week. But nonetheless, we'll be back next Monday for a new review. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to rate and review, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, moron!
You talking to me? You talking to me?
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
What an idiot!
Well, what do you expect? I'm the movie moron.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Don't call me stupid.
Oh, right! To call you stupid would be an insult to stupid people! I've known sheep that could outwit you.
Yeah, well, that's just like, your opinion, man.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken.